All right, guys, what's up? Long time no see. Nothing new here. I'm a terrible YouTuber. I have not recorded a whole lot of what I could actually post. A lot of what I've been doing, which I have been doing stuff, but I've been testing a new stock appearing turbocharger for Infinite Performance, Mr. Weston, and I'm not concluded with that, so I can't post it. And I've been working my butt off on that, to be real honest. But basically, to sum this up, because this is going to be a separate video from the actual event, I was reached out to a little while back about sled pulling the blue truck, and I've always said I would never do this. I just don't really have that much interest in doing that to a C-channel frame truck that makes good horsepower. I'll just tear it up. My local, well, not local, my hometown where I grew up, went to high school, all that, they have a big pull for their, basically for Maple Leaf. It's a big event and parade and just whole week-long thing over there. Saturday they have a pull. They always have it in a sponsor towards something. This year it's for one of my buddy's dads that has cancer, and so all the proceeds are going to him. They asked if I'd pull in the open street diesel class, and for them, absolutely. They're a great family. They are very heavy into sled pulling, hence why they have a sled pulling benefit for him. So this is probably the only circumstance that I would do it, and I am happy to. Unfortunately, we probably are going to break stuff, and that's just part of it. But we've been in full swing sled pull prep with the blue truck. If you can see behind me, the third gen is on a set of BFGs, and the 17-inch welds are no longer on proxies, they're on BFGs. So that is a 33-1250-17 BFG KO2, which is obviously BFGs are a great sled pulling tire, especially here with the dirt we have in Southwest Missouri for a street truck too. So I put those on because I hauled back a truck from St. Louis yesterday, and the stocks that are on the blue truck are completely bald, and we couldn't use the blue truck to tow, or the third gen to tow, without it being on nice tires. So these will be getting swapped back over to the blue truck for sled pull day. And my open rear end is now not open, so we got that fixed. I'm probably going to have to swap turbine housings on my turbo because I can't spool this housing. But I will be pulling with a single 6767 from Infinite Performance. And yeah, so next up on the list, I got some parts to make my sled suspension stops. Not my sled stops, but the suspension stops for the rear. I'm going to put you on my shirt here and show you our hitch. This thing is very beefy. It is solid on both sides. This side goes into the receiver hitch of the truck, and then we have adjustability here, up and down, for our hitch height, and then they send pins with it too. So very, very solid product from Dirty Hooker Diesel. Obviously, those guys, what they do is sled pull. That is what they're known for. And so this hitch, it was, I don't know, it's just shy of 400 bucks by the time taxes and everything are done. Which, yes, I've spent a ton of money on new tires, hitch, and everything for the sled pull. The thing is, I want to do well, because I don't want to do something and then just suck at it. So I would like at least to set the truck up for success, and if it breaks, so be it. But I mean, I tried. I tried to make it do its thing, and that's all that I can try to do, I guess. So, like I said, the last thing on our list here is going to be suspension stops, so the rear end doesn't have any suspension travel to it. And then up front, if most of you guys, if you do pull, you probably don't pull with first gens, and if you do, I know who you are, and you've probably told me to do this. But for you guys that don't know, whenever you have leaf springs up front, one of the things we do is clamp the leaf spring so it isn't able to bow and let the axle move as much. Now, you could put traction, like a traction bar for the front too, but I don't have the time and don't have the material here to do that, so I'm not going to. So I'm gonna just clamp those front springs, and we're gonna put a shitload of weight in this thing and try and make it as heavy as possible. And then if all the stars align with everything that I've done and how I've been told to set the truck up, it won't hop, is the hope. Mr. Colt Hatridge down in Kentucky pulls in a class where he can't hang weight off the nose of his truck, which is the same deal here. No visible weights, so you can't hang weight off the front is the rule. And after lots of trial and error and lots of broken parts, he has found the trick basically to keep a first gen with leafs on all four from hopping. So we're gonna do exactly what Colt does and hope it works. Obviously we're an automatic, so we'll be able to kind of hopefully drive through some of that stuff, but yeah. That's where I'm at. Sled pull prep. I don't know. I'm sure I'll have fun. It's fun going out and seeing everybody because I grew up doing sled pull stuff because that's the only diesel motorsports around here. We have a hot farm tractor, and yeah. Growing up, I didn't watch diesel drag racing. I watched truck and tractor pulling. So going back to my roots a little bit, but we've got a lot of work to do. And oh yeah, and I gotta put my hood stack hood on and run the wastegate out the hood, the hater pipe out the hood, so it's not gonna light my truck on fire. All right, just wanted to show you guys real quick my suspension stop. So this is just a rod end, threaded rod end, just like you would see in a traction bar, that the tube comes up over this end and then your heim sticks out here, but this is just all thread here. This is 3/4 by 16. I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's pretty stout, but some of you sled pull guys might be like, Gavin, that's a terrible idea. It's gonna not work for this reason or mess it up for X reason. I don't know. I just know that we've made some of them like this at Firepunk and they work great. So I'm just gonna do the same thing for this. And Brett's always worked phenomenal and all the other ones always worked really good. So basically just gonna do that, put my pipe on there and then a piece of just flat iron on the top. And it's gonna sit like that. Now, I might put a nut on the bottom or something so that it doesn't mess up the threads. But yeah, so you can either do this and mount it to the top of the leaf pack or like push against the top of the leaf pack, and some people do it to the axle tube. I don't know the pros and cons of either of those. Basically just depends where your frame's at and how hard you wanna work for it. Can you hear me? All right guys, let me grab this right quick so I can show you guys what's going on, because I obviously have been MIA for the past few hours. Went and got some food and then came back and just kept working. Got our plate here with holes in it. This is very simple, guys. And then got our rod end here. I've got the threads covered up because I started painting this end. And next, just need to put this on here and probably put a bolt at the bottom and tack weld that, but we'll be good to go. But I didn't get hardware today, so tomorrow, or it's pretty late right now, but tomorrow, gonna grab bolts on my way back off or after work and grab some more paint, and there's something I need to grab from O'Reilly's. Oh, gear oil, because I need to fill the rear end and the blue truck. So we're gonna get those things tomorrow and hopefully get all this stuff done and then start throwing weight in the truck and then start making stuff for the front axle. So it is Sunday night. Monday, we're gonna look to make progress. We sled pull on Saturday. So we got all week long to make it happen. And then Sunday morning, if I don't go to the festivities back in Carthage. So I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, folks, just wanted to show you kind of where I'm at. It's kind of hard to see in here because it has fresh paint on them. They are flat black, so it's you can tell it's very wet right now because it looks glossy. And I have them ran all the way in, so I didn't get the threads covered in paint, obviously, as well. But I am done doing these suspension stops. We're good to go. Tomorrow, at some point, I will probably bolt them in and set where we want our ride height and then start putting weight in the bed and then move on to my front spring clamps. So success. Monday night, I am finished with suspension stops, which is right where I wanted to be. So tomorrow, I believe I'm gonna go help Andy and we're gonna go put Jackson's transmission in, get that taken care of. So tomorrow I probably won't get to work on the truck much, but yeah, we're making decent time. All right guys, so I've got my sled stops in. I went ahead and put that sled pull hitch in. I don't have the pin in it or anything, but the rules in this class are no visible weights. So it's a good thing these are all sandbags and there's definitely not tractor weights under those, wink wink. I don't expect them to even look, but I've never pulled with this association, so I don't know how strict they're gonna be. All the other associations in the street diesel class, they don't even make you wear a helmet down here. in this class, that's one of the requirements. I think they're more strict than the association that I'm typically around. We have a hot farm tractor, so I've been around the tractor pulling associations down here, but Southern Missouri we've never pulled with. There's a John Deere weight under the floor mat, and I got a tube of sand in here, and back in there I've got another 50-pound weight. I wanted it, you want it all as close to the front as you can get it, so front of the bed as good as I can get. I wanted them in front of that traction bar, or where it mounts, but that is unfortunately right at the front of the bed, so the weight is technically not in front of that, it's right above it. I don't know, I might see if somehow I can put weights behind the bumper somewhere, but I'm currently, whenever I have the BFGs on here, I will be at 7130 or something like that, or 7200, which is literally what this third gen weighs empty, like from the factory floor, so that's why I'm putting so much weight in it. But that'll put me at 7100 something, and then I'll probably just use some of the weights off our hot farm tractor to get it the rest of the way there. Like I said, a third gen shows up making 1,000 horsepower, I'm already outgunned, but if I don't weigh the same or more, I'm pretty much just screwing myself. So right now I weigh what a factory third gen does, and my goal is to get to 8,000 because that's the limit. So it's license, registration, insurance, you gotta wear a helmet, there can't be any visible weights, and then no nitrous or propane. Anything other than that, you can run whatever you want. Compounds, triples, literally whatever you want. So that's the deal. That's where I'm leaving off for tonight. It is Tuesday, about 8:18. We went and helped Jackson put his transmission in his 4th gen, so I didn't get to really touch this much today. Tomorrow I won't touch it, but Thursday, my goal is I'll throw the bed cover on it because I got one of those showing up Thursday. And then I'm gonna do my manifold gate pipe out of the hood and put this other hood on. And that'll get us to that point. I'm probably gonna have to swap turbine housings, but we're getting closer. We're getting much, much closer. All right, you guys probably won't be able to see much, but got the bed cover on. We're gonna hope that tomorrow in the sun it kind of gets warm enough to where we can stretch it some. But we got the manifold wastegate put out the hood today. Andy got that welded up and it looks great. Did a good job. And then we are sitting on the front bump stops right now because I got more weight in the truck. Got another big 100-pound plate and a 70-pound plate in the bed. And then all the rest of the weights I got, so another 700 pounds worth is up here. There is, I don't know if you guys can see all those. They're stacked. There's 4 over there total. There's 2 of those yellow rags. There's 2 under there. And then there's some behind this seat and a 50-pounder. Then we got 200-pound plates here and the sandbags. There's 270 pounds there. So we've got as much weight as we can get in it. There are chances for rain Saturday. They have a tarp to put on the track to try and remedy anything that could happen, but right now the only thing I am short is I have to do my front leaf spring clamps. So I'm gonna do those and then swap on the BFGs and it is ready to load. So we're gonna act like it's gonna happen and get ready and just make sure it's ready to go in case the weather works for us. So I will take you guys along this weekend and show you how our first sled pull experience goes. All right, folks, it is the Friday night right before the pull. So tomorrow's Saturday. And I just got done making all of my front leaf spring clamps. So I'm gonna have the leaf spring on the front. There's gonna be 2 on the front side of the leaf, 2 on the back, and that goes for each side. So there's 8 total sets, I guess. So got that done. And pretty much the only thing I have left to do is swap on the BFGs and wire in my lockup switch, or my unlock switch basically, which won't take a terribly long time. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's a really high chance for rain tomorrow, which is not promising at all, good Lord. But we can't do anything about it. So tomorrow morning, I don't know, I was planning on going to the parade and everything. In the rain, chances are decent then, like there's a chance it's gonna rain. And then in the afternoon, it's for sure supposed to rain now. So, I don't know. The weather app changes literally every single day. It gets worse, then it gets better, then it gets worse, and I don't know. So, I'm going to continue to act as if it's still happening because I don't want to be caught with my pants down and not be able to do it after all these weeks worth of working. So, yeah, I will bring you guys along tomorrow. Alright, so this is a very lackluster ending to this video, and unfortunately I'm still going to post it because I don't have anything else to post. But our sled pull got canceled. It rained. It didn't rain for about 45 minutes throughout the day, and that's it. I mean, it absolutely wide out poured over in Carthage for a solid 45 minutes straight. And then in the evening, there got to be a really bad chance for hail and bad weather, so they didn't want any of those nice pulling vehicles out in the weather getting hailed on, things like that. People were not going to show up with that kind of weather forecast. So, and it indeed did rain the entire time. So we did not get to pull, did all that work for those couple of weeks and didn't get anything in return, unfortunately. Granted, we probably would have broke something, but I don't know. It would have been more fun than sitting in the house watching it rain. But now I've got to pull all the weight back out of it, undo everything that I did. And yeah, so my converter, or new converter for the blue truck, is going to be here tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so Monday we've got a new converter showing up. And so today I'm probably going to pull the trans and get it out so it's ready for a new converter to be slapped in it and put back in tomorrow. But that is kind of the plans for today, Sunday. Yeah, there's no sled pulling action for you, but it wasn't for lack of effort. So once trans is in or out and then back in again, we'll go back to our scheduled programming on testing these turbos for Weston, and then I'm gonna probably try and shoot for end of November, first couple weeks of December for a dyno day for all of those turbos, so we can get some good information and numbers for Weston. And yeah, then the blue truck will be done for the winter, obviously. It's coming in hot. It's a solid 55 degrees out here probably right now. That's very generous. The blue truck was a little cranky. It's probably 50. All right, I've got the blue truck up on the ramps again. So we're gonna get the transmission back in with the new converter. So I don't think I've told you guys yet, but we took our old DPC 3FP out, which is roughly claimed to be a 1950-ish stall. It's, I don't know, probably 1900-ish more. And we went ahead and got a hold of Logan Yelton at Tellmanbuilt. He sent a go-rin converter. It's just an 18SS, which should be a good bit looser than our last one. And will help with our spool up with this gated manifold. And should be just overall better for our setup. The other one is like a tighter than a stock stall. It'll work great in the 3rd gen, but for what we're doing here, I needed something looser. So that's why the trans came out in the first place. Yesterday I replaced the rear main and got that housing centered up a little bit better, I think, and got the adapter plate put back on, and we are ready to bolt the trans in. So now it's wrestling the trans under here, getting it onto the trans jack, and then after that, under the truck, putting the converter in the transmission, which is not fun at all. But that is what we got to do. And then I've got to replace the input shaft seal on the transfer case. But other than that, just getting it back in here and getting it hung and waiting on my transmission cross member because I've got to do something new there, and I will show you guys that as well. All right, we got our go-rin converter in there. Transmission is hung, converter bolts are done. Next is to throw the transfer case in, which Andy went ahead and put the new input shaft seal of the transfer case on. This is the core I'm sending back from that 47RH I bought for the dually once upon a time. Side note, if you guys are interested in buying the dually as it sits, send me an email or DM on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you've got me on. It is a 93 D350 tan interior LE truck, like 257,000 on it. Thing runs like a top. It's got a 518 in it. It's got the whole fusible link delete done, which you guys saw me do on video. It's got a 1-wire PA performance alternator on it. It's got all Evans pump parts minus delivery valves, so it's got his AFC kit, pretty much. Fuel pin, clip 3800 governor spring. The pump is turned up, got a little bit of timing in it. Yeah, overdrive is on a switch, so that's a downside. And yeah, if you are interested, message me. But I also want to show you guys something else. I'm going to throw up I'm going to throw a picture of the first gen with these things on it, because I did mount the welds with the BFGs on the first gen. Looked good. What do you guys think of this? The 17x10 sidewinders with BFGs on it on the third gen. I think it looks pretty good. Now, it definitely took some horsepower away, because these are bigger than the factory ones, and this thing is completely bone stock. It has no ass whatsoever. But I mean, I think it looks pretty sharp. Definitely needs tint, well, more tint. I think it looks good. Obviously, the first gen's not on it right now because it's on the third gen tires, which need replaced. They're awful. So, yeah, I think they look good. I do like it. But here's our T-case, little thing. And we're going to get it thrown back up in there, and then put a ratchet strap under it and be done for the night. I ordered a far from stock cross member to make a new cross member. I'll show you guys what's going on here. I don't know. I kind of thought it was inevitable, because it's definitely not. I mean, for a race truck, this would be just fine. I don't know if you can tell over here in the middle, but it's bowed pretty bad. It's got quite the bow to it, unfortunately. And it broke the bolts out of here. It broke them. It snapped 2 of them off with the frame spaghetti noodling. So I'm not gonna push that anymore, because if I do anything, I mean, drag racing pushes it. I mean, I'm sure it's twisting pretty good, but if I do dirt drags or sled pulling, it will probably rip this thing right out of there. So what I'm going to do, which I've got one here for an example for Travis's truck. Which, Travis, I'm sure you're watching this. I don't know if you still know this is here. You've got the other pieces to it, but it's here. It's not going anywhere. I ordered one today. It'll be this trans cross member, and it comes with their mount piece. And what this does is it uses the factory, or it uses a mount that goes to the factory bolts on the top, and the lower, it uses the factory lower piece that goes on the underside of it. So this bolts to it, and that bolts to the bottom side of the frame rail. So it grabs the top and the bottom side of the frame rail to do less noodling, so to speak. So it will be much more stout. It will weigh more, which I'm bummed about, but it is what it is. I can't have that stuff ripping out of there, and it puts a whole lot more stress on these motor mounts whenever that trans cross member isn't doing as good of a job. So that's what's happening there. But I'm going to get to the T-case and get that thrown up in there so I can be done for the night and roll this thing back out, because we are ready to start on the next project that will be videoed. So hopefully you guys kind of stay tuned for that. Our good buddy Nathan that used to have the first gen Shorty that we did work for, this is his small headlight swapped mega cab. It's an 06 truck. So very cool. It's got no drivetrain in it at all. Transfer case is in it, but trans and engine are not in it. Trans and engine are in the garage right now because we want to keep them nice. He's got a whole bunch of parts. So we're going to put this whole thing back together for him. This is Andy's project. This is Andy's deal. I'm going to help because why not? It'll be fun. And yeah, we're going to get thrown back together for Nate. And then he can come down, drive her home It'll look sweet, and it's going to be on welds after, so stick around for that one. I know Nate'll like seeing that one put back together. But we're going to move on to this and get it out of the way so this can come in hopefully within the week. And we can get a list.